At the very start, we are shown a broken-down house. It looks like a fierce battle just took place there. Suddenly, a few men arrive, and their leader, glancing ahead, shouts, "Leave it here!" At his command, all the men draw their swords, ready to fight. In front of them sits a girl, the one they are about to battle. Without even looking at them, the girl speaks in a cold tone. "Whoever stands in my way, will die." Hearing that, the leader becomes excited. "Enough talk! Charge!" All the men rush toward the girl at once, attacking together. But the girl easily blocks all their attacks with calm precision, then unleashes a single powerful slash. In an instant, all the men are blown into the air and crash heavily to the ground. Seeing all his men fall, the leader becomes tense. "We can't take her head on like this." He quickly performs some hand signs and shouts, "Formation!" All the men regroup, forming a battle formation. They attack together, boasting, "Even a Grand Master like you can't escape from our formation unscathed." But even that doesn't faze the girl. She watches them charge, draws her sword once more, and swings it in another fierce slash. The slash is so powerful that it cuts their formation clean in half. The leader stares in shock. Her attack isn't over yet. The slash continues forward and strikes directly at him. Though the leader remains standing, the rest of his men are blown back through the air, falling far behind from the impact. Shocked, the leader can only stammer, "How?" The next moment, we see a huge cut across his chest. He looks down, stunned, and finally accepts defeat. How is this possible? After killing them all, the girl stylishly sheathes her sword and stands up. Then the scene suddenly shifts, revealing that everything we just saw was a game being played by our main character on his computer. After defeating everyone, he looks at the screen and says, "As expected of Ranching Ma." Just seeing Ranching Ma appear on the screen makes our MC's heart pound wildly. Holding his chest, he says, "Even her simple cut scene looks so cool." Then he introduces himself. "My name is Suyuan, and I'm a hardcore gamer. Right now, I'm trying to unlock all the achievements in a game called Kanyuan." He then mutters to himself, "Ranching Ma is such a good person, why does she have to die in every ending?" The thought makes him angry. He slams his hand on the table. Is cheating the only way to save her? But there's a glass of water on the table. It spills, pouring all over the keyboard. Suddenly, Suyuan feels a powerful electric shock. The PC screen flashes brightly and starts pulling him inside. The scene shifts again, straight into the world of the game, right where the battle happened earlier. Our main character wakes up inside the game world, slowly opening his eyes. The moment he does, his head starts pounding painfully. He yells, "My head hurts so much. I was just playing a game in my room, wasn't I?" Confused, he looks around, and sees the same corpses lying on the ground in front of him. He screams in terror. "See corpses!" Panicking, he starts running away, thinking, "Am I dreaming?" While running, he suddenly bumps into something soft. "What's going on?" He looks up, and freezes. Something big, soft, and right in front of him stands none other than Ranching Ma herself. Ranching Ma glares at him angrily and slaps him hard, pushing him away. You're in my way." Seeing her in real life, Suyuan screams, "Ah, Ranching Ma!" He stares at her, thinking to himself, "She's so beautiful, like an angel descended from heaven." Then he shakes his head. "No! This isn't the time to fall for her." Coming back to his senses, Suyuan nervously explains, "Oh, let me explain. I didn't mean to block your way. I didn't see anything either." But just then, behind him, the hand of a huge statue starts moving, about to attack him. Before the hand can reach him, Ranching Ma swings her sword in a lightning-fast slash, cutting the statue clean in two. When Suyuan turns around and sees it, he's completely shocked. She cut that entire Buddha statue in half. Wait, did that statue just move on its own? Was it trying to ambush me? Then a voice echoes from the statue. "Third young master, run!" Hearing that voice, Suyuan clutches his head. Flashes of memories flood his mind. He panics. This is exactly what happens in Kanyuan, when the Prime Minister's third son is kidnapped by Ranching Ma. In other words, I'd been transported inside the game, and I'd become the third son of the final boss. Not only that, in all 25 timelines, this character dies tragically in 25 different ways. Our main character's new identity, this body, is named Su Changtian. From now on, we'll call him Su Chatian. Regaining his composure, Su Chatian asks Ran Qingma. So, you are? She coldly replies, Ran Qingma. At that moment, all the pieces click in Su Changtian's mind. Everything connects. I can handle being transported to another world, but why did I have to end up in the body of such a useless extra? He starts panicking but quickly tries to calm himself. Don't panic. I'm a veteran who's played countless games. I've seen tons of transmigration plots. Ran Qingma just stares at him in confusion. Su Changtian thinks to himself. Transmigrators always get some cheat ability or a system, right? And just as he thinks that, a system window appears before him. Congratulations, player 1141415. System successfully binding after transmigration. Loading. Seeing this, Su Changtian cheers. Yes. I knew it. But then another message appears. Calculating transmigrator priority. Unfortunately, due to the recent surge in transmigrators, player 1141415 has not been selected to receive a system. Thank you for your support. Su Changtian freezes, then explodes in rage. Support my ass! What kind of system shows up just to leave? Then another message pops up. As appreciation for player 1141415's courageous transmigration, you are gifted the All Achievements Unlocked preview function. Su Changtian frowns. What's the point of that? The system replies. It's useless, but you can rewatch any achievement storyline you've previously completed, anytime. Furious, Su Changtian shouts. What am I supposed to do with that? The system beeps. Thank you for your participation. We look forward to your next transmigration. Hey! Come back here! He yells, but the system vanishes completely. Left helpless, Su Changtian looks toward Ran Qingma. She coldly orders, Follow me. Then she turns and walks off, with him reluctantly following behind. As they walk, Su Changtian thinks, letting this woman kidnap me is a one-way ticket to death. I need to find a way to escape. Suddenly, he remembers his so-called useless system and opens it again. Found it, phew. He reads through the data. So, her goal is to capture me and use me to threaten my father, to stop him from starting a war. Understanding the plan, he decides to make a bold move. Miss Ran, he says, stopping her. I know your objective. You want to use me as a hostage to force my father to release the 400 disciples of the Sword Sect. Ran Qingma freezes in shock, then angrily draws her sword. How do you know that? Seeing her reaction, Su Changtian panics internally. Crap! I said too much. He thinks. For a player, the fact that the Prime Minister plans to destroy the Tianmen Sword Sect is common knowledge. But for people in this world, it's a top secret. At this point in time, the Sword Sect's leader is still the Great Yan Empire's honored Imperial Preceptor, and my father's old friend. The idea that my father would destroy the Sword Sect is so unbelievable that even the sect master himself wouldn't believe it. And now I've blurted it out, my character profile is shattered. Fine, first I need to calm her down. He nervously laughs and says, Don't be so tense. Forget how I know, I just want to talk. But Ran Qingma slowly raises her sword again, and in the next instant she swings, slicing Su Changtian's head clean off. As he dies, his last thought is, I died? Just like that? The screen fades to black. The end. But then the scene changes again. A drop of water falls from a leaf. We see Su Changtian. He isn't dead. He's still alive. Shocked, he wonders, I'm still alive? He looks at Ran Qingma and realizes. That must have been an illusion, a warning from her. Ran Qingma walks up to him and coldly asks, How did you know? This time, she actually presses her sword against his throat. Were you part of it too? Facing death this close, Su Changtian thinks frantically. No, I have to find a way out of this or I'll really die. He gathers his courage, pushes her sword away slightly, and says, "Miss Ran, you look surprised, and rightly so. Why would my father involve someone like me, a useless good-for-nothing, in such a secret? Besides, Miss Ran, compared to the Prime Minister's son knowing this secret, I'm more curious. How did a disciple of the sword sect learn about it?" Su Chantian had turned the tables. Ran Qingma frowns, her anger slightly cooling. "What do you mean by that?" she asks, lowering her sword a little. Su Chantian thinks, "It's working. Keep the pressure." He confidently continues, "My point is, for over 1,300 years, the Great Yan Empire has stood alongside the Tianwei sword sect. Every sect master has served as the empire's national teacher. The current sect master is even the crown prince's martial arts tutor. The fate of the sword sect and the Great Yan Empire are intertwined. If one flourishes, the other thrives. If one falls, so does the other. On a personal level, my father and your sect master have been close friends for decades. As an honored disciple of the sword sect, Miss Ran, doesn't it strike you as suspicious that someone convinced you my father intends to destroy your sect?" Ran Qingma falls silent, clearly thinking. Ever since he woke up, he's been acting like a completely different person. She muses. His heartbeat is fast. He's not as calm as he appears. Then Su Chaotian plays his final card. "Miss Ran, a threat that can't be carried out is nothing more than a joke. Let's talk. I can help you." Ran Qingma studies him again, thinking, this is nothing like the useless fool from the rumors. His heartbeat is steady now. Just how much does he know? After a moment, she finally lowers her sword and sheathes it. Su Changtian's eyes light up. Cool. In real life, she's so much cooler than on the computer screen. But then Ran Qingma picks up a wooden stick from the ground. Su Changtian blinks, confused. The next moment, thunk! Ran Qingma throws it straight at him, hitting him square on the head. Our MC immediately collapses, unconscious. Ran Qingma just says coldly, "Humph." Then the scene shifts again, to a cave. Rain pours outside. Inside the cave, our main character lies on the ground. Slowly, he regains consciousness, holding the spot where he was hit. Ow, my head hurts. Su Chaotian sits up, shivering all over. My body feels so cold. He looks up and sees Ran Qingma sitting quietly nearby, soaked from the rain, perfectly calm. He grumbles to himself. This woman changes her mood faster than flipping a page. Was hitting me with that wooden club really necessary? He opens his system screen again, checking through it while thinking. No wonder in every timeline this third young master always dies during his own kidnapping. This crazy woman knocked out a sick man with a club and even brought along a hemp rope. He angrily closes the system and shouts at her. Did you not notice we've gone off the story path? Ran Qingma calmly shakes her head. That makes Su Chaotian explode. If you don't want me to freeze to death here, then at least help me light a fire. She replies indifferently. I don't have any flint, Su Chaotian snaps. Then use your qi. He thinks. In this world, qi is basically a universal energy source. Even if the game didn't show it, for a top-tier fighter like Ran Qingma, lighting a fire should be easy. But instead of fire, she conjures ice in her hand and passes it to him. My qi only generates ice. Will that do? Su Chaotian grabs the ice, then yells in frustration, throwing it away. I'm sick. I need a campfire, hot water, and food. But Ran Qingma ignores him, turning her head away coldly. Grinding his teeth, Su Changtian mutters. Damn it, soon, his strength fades, and he starts collapsing again. My body can't take it anymore. He stumbles forward, right onto Ran Qingma, and falls against her. As he collapses, he thinks weakly. My body feels so light, so weak. Am I running a fever? I can't believe this. I just got here, and I'm already about to go offline. Is this what death feels like? Well, not too bad. But just then, King Mo starts making him drink something. As soon as the liquid slides down his throat, Su Changtian thinks, what is this? So sweet. I'm not dead yet? King Mo ran, she's saving me. After finishing the drink, when he starts regaining consciousness, he pushes her away in confusion. Let me go! He shouts, stumbling backward. As soon as he steps back, he immediately asks, You, what did you make me drink? Then his gaze catches something inside the cave, and his eyes widen in shock. What is that? There was an enormous python coiled there. He stares in disbelief. Such a huge python? The next moment, King Emo walks up to the beast. From the horn on its head, she extracts the same liquid into a bottle. When Zhu Changtian looks carefully, he realizes that King Emo has pinned that giant snake to the ground using a massive icicle. So she's nailed it down with ice, he thinks, astonished. King Emo walks back, hands him the bottle, and says, Drink. He takes it, thinking, so this icy essence, was brought here to save me. Then King Emo gathers some damp wood from somewhere. Zhu Changtian, sitting to the side, watches and thinks, how could anyone light such wet wood? But in the next instant, King Emo walks over to the python again, pulls out its long tongue, and orders, Breathe fire for me. Zhu Changtian's jaw drops. The next second, the python actually breathes fire onto the wood, igniting it instantly. Watching the flames rise, Zhu Changtian mutters to himself, although switching from 2.5D pixel style to first-person view feels like a big change, if I'm not wrong, this creature should be the Flame Spirit Python, a rare elite fire-type material beast with a certain level of intelligence. Once defeated, it can be captured as a pet and later nurtured into a Flame Spirit Flood Dragon. Its Flame Spirit essence has many uses. It's an auxiliary ingredient in refining certain pills. It can strengthen tendons, cleanse marrow, dispel cold, nourish yin, and fortify yang. But since it's a lustful yet cowardly beast, it also has a mild aphrodisiac effect. Moreover, this thing seems to be one of the ingredients used in the Demonic Path storyline's special aphrodisiac, Huan powder. As he's thinking this, he looks toward King Emo, and freezes. King Emo is taking off her clothes. Zhu Changtian panics instantly, shouting, Why you? What are you doing? King Emo removes her upper garment, and walks past him calmly. Zhu Changtian blushes furiously, stunned. Huh? Could this be the aphrodisiac's effect? But King Emo walks straight to the python, holds out her clothes, and commands, Dry these. The python obediently begins to blow warm air from its eyes to dry the clothes. Realizing his misunderstanding, Zhu Changtian mutters awkwardly, Oh, so you were just drying your clothes. After some time, King Emo puts her dry clothes back on and sits in a corner to meditate. Meanwhile, Zhu Changtian starts feeling cold himself. Damn it, I need to dry my clothes too, he thinks. He walks over to the python to do the same, but the beast glares at him and growls angrily. Seeing this, Zhu Changtian quickly points toward King Emo, threatening it. The python immediately becomes frightened and obediently starts drying his clothes too. While his clothes dry, Zhu Changtian chuckles inwardly. See, beast? In the end, you had to help me. But then, enraged, the python suddenly spits a massive fireball straight at him. Zhu Changtian's eyes widen in horror. Death flashes before him. What? The fire is about to hit when King Emo instantly steps in. She slashes the python's tongue in a single swift motion, blocks the flames in front of Zhu Changtian, and with another clean strike, cuts off the python's head, ending it completely. She then turns toward him, expression cold. What were you doing? Zhu Changtian's face is pale from shock. He stays silent for a while, lost in thought. In Kan Yuan's storyline, the Zhu family's third young master dies 9 times while being kidnapped by Ran King Emo, each time in a different way. Freezing to death was just one of them. Drowning in half a meter of water, falling off a cliff, beaten to death by a stick, thinking about it now, those weren't accidents. Someone wants me dead here in the Wanqing mountain range. Realizing this, he says, Miss Ran, we need to talk. King Emo thinks for a moment, then replies, Fine. Speak. Relieved, Zhu Changtian sighs inwardly. Good. At least she's willing to listen. I really thought she'd hit me with a stick again. He straightens up and says seriously, Miss Ran, what I want to say is simple. For both our sakes, it's better if we work together. I know many people want me dead because of my father, but the beasts of the Wanqing mountain range shouldn't be under anyone's influence. Still, that flame spirit python, which fears death above all, tried to kill me even after you struck its vital point. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Someone wants me dead, right along the path where you captured me. If I die, your plan to use me to threaten my father will never work. Hearing all this, King Mo coldly replies, "But you don't have chi." Zhu Cha-tian admits silently she's right. To Ran King Mo, a chi-less man is no different from an ant. He quickly clarifies, "Don't misunderstand. When I say cooperation, I don't mean fighting. You have the map of the Wanqing mountain range, right?" King Mo nods and hands it to him. He compares it with his system map and says, "As long as we can locate our position, I can offer a place to hide. Thank goodness my achievement system includes a map function. The details are a bit different, but the general layout still matches." After checking for a while, he exclaims, "This spot. When I was young, my father brought me and my 2 brothers here. He has a cave residence nearby, full of cultivation resources, enough for us to stay safely for a while." King Mo asks, "Your father knows about it too?" Zhu Cha-tian smiles confidently. "What's there to worry about? Before someone like you, everything I do is basically transparent." King Mo thinks for a moment, then nods. "All right. Let's go." The two leave the cave. Outside, the rain still pours. After walking for an hour, Zhu Cha-tian can hardly go on. Frustrated, he slams his stick on the ground and shouts, "If you don't know the way, stop pretending." "I'm such an idiot," he curses inwardly. "I actually expected an ice-cold girl who could freeze a hostage to death to know her way around a forest." "Take me to the highest point nearby," he says. "Maybe then I can roughly figure out where we are." King Mo hesitates, then replies, "Okay." She takes off, grabbing Zhu Cha-tian along with her. In midair, she uses her ice magic to create an umbrella and a platform beneath their feet. When they reach high enough, she asks, "Now this is high enough to see clearly, right?" Zhu Cha-tian looks down, matches the view with his map, and says, "Yeah, let me check carefully." He scans the area, then spots a mountain. "That's Tianmen Mountain." King Mo looks that way too. "The cave you mentioned, it's up there, isn't it?" "Yes." He nods. He stares at the cave entrance carved into the cliff face. In Kang Yuan's storyline, that's a hidden map location. The condition to enter is jumping off Tianmen Mountain. If your fortune value is over 50, you'll survive the fall, but this third young master's fortune value is only 3. Even if he jumps 100 times, he won't make it in alive. But with Ran King Mo here, her immense ice power should guarantee a safe landing. He turns to her and says, "Let's go. We're heading for Tianmen Mountain." King Mo nods. "All right." But in the very next instant, King Mo vanishes, leaving Zhu Cha-tian alone midair. The ice platform disappears beneath his feet, and he plummets downward, screaming in terror. "Damn it! Are you seriously trying to kill me again?" He was just falling when suddenly, King Mo swiftly descended and caught Zhu Cha-tian in midair. She held him in her arms and landed gracefully, like a hero descending from the skies, while poor Zhu Cha-tian looked more like the damsel in distress resting in her embrace. But as soon as they landed, King Mo heartlessly dropped him to the ground and said coldly, "Let's go." Zhu Cha-tian, fuming, stood up. "You mean we're going to walk there?" King Mo turned around and replied, "And what else?" Zhu Cha-tian shouted. "But you can fly, can't you?" "If we walk, it'll take us at least 10 days, King Mo calmly said. "But I can't fly." Hearing that, Zhu Cha-tian was completely dumbfounded. King Mo explained further. "What you just saw was my cultivation method, ice cloud steps." Zhu Cha-tian, irritated, yelled, "Now's not the time to argue about fancy names. Can't you just carry me and fly?" King Mo glared at him, her piercing eyes making Zhu Cha-tian nervous. "Why are you staring at me like that?" he asked. King Mo replied, "Your body is too weak. If I carried you while flying too fast, you'd be torn apart into pieces." Hearing that, Zhu Cha-tian went silent and thought to himself, she's right. In this world, cultivators' physical strength is far beyond normal humans. With my frail young master body, Having her carry me at full speed would be like signing my own death sentence. Then, an idea struck him. If that's the case, how about we find something for me to ride on? Ching Mo gave him a thumbs up. Good idea, she said, and immediately dashed into the forest. After she left, Su Changtian sighed in relief. Good thing Ching Mo reacted in time. If she had really carried me at that speed, I'd already be dead. Just then, the sounds of birds screeching came from deep inside the forest, followed by beasts fleeing in terror. Seeing this, Su Changtian thought, just one roar made hundreds of beasts scatter. What kind of monster is Ching Mo trying to catch? Soon, loud sounds of battle echoed from the forest, mixed with the pained roars of a beast. Su Changtian muttered, "That beast's cries, they're getting weaker." Then, he noticed the bushes in front of him shaking. The next moment, Ching Mo emerged, dragging a massive beast she had beaten half to death. She asked, "Will this do?" Su Changtian, shocked, said, Well, it doesn't look very cooperative." As soon as he said that, the beast roared angrily at him, but Ching Mo stepped forward, placed her hand on it, and instantly the beast started mewling like a frightened kitten. Then she casually picked up the same stick she had used to beat it. Seeing that, the beast trembled and began crying louder, meowing pitifully as if begging for mercy. Apparently, Ching Mo had taught the beast quite well. Its cries could probably be heard miles away. Scene shift. Back at the battlefield where the earlier fight had taken place, the bodies of those men were still lying where they'd fallen. Two people arrived, a man and a woman. Looking at the corpses, the man said, "What a mess. Whoever kidnapped the third young master isn't ordinary." The woman asked, "Can you tell who did this?" The man replied, "How could I? These are just ordinary sword energy slashes, not even proper sword techniques." The woman pointed out, "They formed a formation." The man nodded. "Yes, but still, they were all killed with a single strike." The woman frowned. "Can you do that?" The man thought for a moment and said, "Well, at least, I couldn't cut this spirit Buddha in one strike without using source energy. That means the one who did this might be stronger than me." Then the man explained, "The eldest young master has already left the imperial capital for Jingjiang City because of the third young master. Many people in the city have already been killed." He ordered the woman, "You go back and report. Whoever attacked this time might be a grand master." The woman asked, "And you?" The man answered, "I'll keep chasing them. Even with the third young master, a master can't run that fast. I'll leave marks along the way. Hurry and return quickly, or by the time you catch up." He started walking away and added, "I might already be a corpse." Watching him leave, the woman fell deep into thought. Scene shift, back to our main characters, Su Changtian and Ching Mo. They had subdued the tiger beast and were now riding on its back. The poor creature was trudging forward, crying softly as it walked. Su Changtian asked nervously, "You're sure this tiger won't suddenly bite me, right?" Ching Mo, in her usual cold tone, said, "It wouldn't dare." Still uneasy, Su Changtian muttered, "It still feels kinda unsafe, but at least it's better than walking." But the next moment, a sharp pain shot through his chest, and blood spurted from his mouth. Ching Mo turned to him in alarm. "What happened to you?" Su Changtian, writhing in pain, thought, "Damn it, in the game there was never any record of the third young master having an illness. What's wrong with this useless body?" Then he lost consciousness and fell off the tiger. Seeing him fall, Ching Mo panicked and shouted his name, rushing forward to catch him. Several days passed before Su Changtian finally regained consciousness. When he opened his eyes, Ching Mo was sitting beside him. "You're awake?" she asked. He sat up, looked at her, and then climbed down from the tiger. "How long was I unconscious?" "4 days," Ching Mo replied. Hearing that, Su Changtian frowned. "What kind of sickness is this? When I played the game, nothing like this ever happened." He opened his system interface mentally and analyzed. "It doesn't look like poisoning either. With my father around, no one would risk their 9 generations to harm me. Could it be I've awakened some special constitution? Maybe something like a sword embryo spirit body or divine soul bone." Did my cheat ability just activate? As he was thinking, Ching Mo spoke from behind. Your rejection syndrome is gone. Hearing that, Su Chatian was stunned. What did you just say? Then, we're given an important rule of this world. When someone reaches the primordial realm, there are two ways to ascend. Through martial arts, which grants rebirth through blood, making the body indestructible. Through chi cultivation, which strengthens the spirit and will, allowing the soul to leave its own body and possess another. Learning this, Su Changqian thought, so it's true, there really is a possession system in this world. I never imagined transmigrating here would cause something like rejection syndrome. He was lost in thought, but Ching Mo was staring at him like a ghost. Finally, Su Chantian asked nervously, Miss Ran, what do you mean by that? Ching Mo thought for a while, then said something that made his heart drop. You're not Su Chantian. Hearing this, Su Chantian was utterly shocked. Now I have only two choices, admit it or deny it. If I deny it, what excuse can I make to fool her? He took a deep breath, picked up a bottle near the tiger, and thought, and if I admit it, what will the consequences be? Then he drank from the bottle and turned to her. Whether I'm Su Chantian or not, does it really matter to you? Ching Mo thought for a moment and said, No, it doesn't. But why don't you know anything about cultivation? Su Chantian immediately acted pitiful. Because I've lost many of my memories. Most of them are fragmented. Ching Mo countered. Even about that cave mansion you mentioned? He replied confidently. Of course. But Ching Mo still looked suspicious. Then how did you know about the sword set? That question caught Su Chatian off guard. To divert her, he said, Miss Ran, didn't we agree not to interfere in each other's matters? Besides, that person won't change his decision because of me, or rather, because of Su Changtian. Seeing her grab the wooden stick again, Su Changtian panicked. I'm not trying to run. Just please put the stick down. She did. Then Su Changtian made her an offer. If you truly want to prevent the sword sex destruction, there's a better way. If you change your mind, I can help you. Ching Mo rejected him immediately, but before they could speak further, the ground began to shake violently, as if an earthquake had struck. Su Chatian, terrified, hugged the tiger and screamed, What's happening? Is this an earthquake? Ching Mo, calm as ever, said, No, it's not an earthquake. Then she added, It's coming. Hearing that, Su Changtian grew even more scared. What's coming? The next instant, a massive figure appeared before them, a giant python. They looked like mere ants before it. And that python's name was the Seven-Life Python. As soon as he heard that name, Su Qingtang was completely shocked. He thought in his mind, 1, 2, 3, 6. This is the 6-mold Seven-Life Python. He already knew about this python. A Seven-Life Python could shed its skin 7 times, cultivating anew with each shedding. After the final molting, it could completely transform into a human form, and its cultivation speed would become equal to that of the human race. But the most important thing was, this python was one of the future female leads. When it shed its skin for the 7th time and took human form, it would go to the Great Yan Dynasty, become a lawful wife and lowly named Ji Qingyu, and meet the protagonist in Jingjiang City. Meanwhile, the python was already fully prepared to attack them, while Zhang Shengtian was panicking in his mind, thinking, why is this plot point happening now? The heroine wasn't supposed to meet death, that is, the third young master, here. Just then, the python swung its tail toward Zhang Shengtian. The tail was about to hit him when Ching Mo suddenly appeared in front, blocking the strike. She saved him and shouted angrily, What are you standing there for? Ching Mo slashed with her sword, forcing the python's tail back. Then she grabbed Zhang Shengtian and threw him far away. He spun several times in the air before landing right on top of the tiger. The tiger took the opportunity to escape, but Ching Mo glared at it fiercely and threatened, Protect him well. If he gets even a scratch, you'll see what happens. Hearing that threat, all of the tiger's bravery vanished. It immediately turned timid like a cat. Then Ching Mo conjured a small ice sword using her ice magic, handed it to Zhang Shengtian, and said, Take this. Go first. If anything strange happens, break it immediately. Zhang Xiangtian asked. And what about you? Qing Mo stepped forward to face the massive python, preparing her energy. I'm going to kill it, she declared, unleashing a powerful attack. A fierce battle broke out between the two, so intense that even the tiger could barely stand. The tiger finally managed to regain its balance and began to run away, carrying Zhang Xiangtian on its back. Zhang Xiangtian shouted toward Qing Mo. I'm heading to the peak of Tianmen Mountain, to Zuekthan Cliff. I'll wait for you there. Qing Mo, while blocking the python's attacks, replied coldly. No need. But Zhang Xiangtian yelled again, louder this time. I said I'll wait for you at Zuekthan Cliff. This time, Qing Mo accepted his words. Fine, she said, then unleashed a fierce attack that blasted the python away. However, the python suddenly turned from her and released a powerful energy blast directly toward Zhang Xiangtian. Even Qing Mo was surprised. The attack was fast, racing straight toward him. Zhang Xiangtian panicked and shouted to the tiger. Think of something fast, or I'll drag you down with me. In the next moment, the tiger leaped in front of him, shielding him with its body. It took the entire energy attack itself, protecting Zhang Xiangtian. But the python didn't stop. It launched another attack straight at Zhang Xiangtian again. Seeing this, Zhang Xiangtian yelled in frustration. What kind of nonsense is this? Just then, Qing Mo swooped down, slashing her sword with immense force, smashing the python into the ground. Taking advantage of the moment, the tiger dashed away at full speed with Zhang Xiangtian on its back. As they ran, Zhang Xiangtian thought anxiously, it really seems like she wants to kill me. Could it be that Yiling Xia ordered her to do it? Meanwhile, the python gathered a huge energy blast in its mouth, but Qing Mo also readied her sword for a counterattack. Their strikes collided, and the entire area filled with smoke. On the other side, Zhang Xiangtian, still riding on the tiger, raced toward the mountains. He muttered, Miss Ran, you have to take me to the cave beneath Suk Cliff right now. After some time, they finally reached the mountain. But the sight before them left Zhang Xiangtian completely shocked. He exclaimed, It looks like the mountain itself has a huge hole in it. And then, staring ahead, Zhang Xiangtian shouted at the top of his lungs, It's Tianmen Mountain! Upon seeing Tianmen Mountain, Zhang Xiangtian's expression turned serious. Is this sword intent? Could the heavenly gate atop this mountain truly have been pierced by a single sword strike? He began to recall, thinking deeply. If a being of such might truly exists, then would not that northern god of war in the great Yen imperial court, who stands against my father, become nothing more than a laughingstock? No matter how masterfully an army is led, it can never withstand even one effortless strike from a peerless master. What meaning would the title god of war hold for one like him? But then blood began to flow from his nose, first a trickle, then a torrent. The lion beast immediately sensed it. When it turned to look, it panicked upon seeing his condition. However, Zhang Xiangtian steadied himself, glanced at the blood on his hand, and said, Just a few glances at this sword intent, and already my strength falters? This game world far exceeds the bounds of my current understanding. But suddenly, there was an explosion behind the lion beast. Zhang Xiangtian's eyes widened in shock. HM? What's happening now? And then they saw it. The gigantic python came crashing down onto the ground. A barrage of attacks rained upon its body. They were unleashed by Qing Mo, leaving the python gravely wounded until it collapsed before Zhang Xiangtian. The lion beast managed to flee just in time, narrowly escaping the chaos. Meanwhile, Zhang Xiangtian began coughing, struggling to comprehend what had happened. When he lifted his gaze, he saw Qing Mo standing atop the enormous serpent's body. He was completely stunned. But Qing Mo herself was utterly exhausted, her head hung low, and her sword dripped with the python's crimson blood. At that moment, Zhang Xiangtian cried out her name, shouting, Qing Mo! But Qing Mo remained silent. Her gaze was fixed upon the lotus embedded within the python's heart. With one swift motion of her sword, she cut it free. Seeing this, Zhang Xiangtian was even more astonished. For that was no ordinary treasure. It was a snake heart lotus. He slowly stepped forward and picked it up, realizing. To be exact, a 6 revolution snake heart lotus. It's beyond price, one of the most exalted alchemical materials in Kanjilin. With it, one can refine a golden scale pill or a blood spirit rebirth pill. The blood spirit rebirth pill soothes the soul and unites it with the body. With that, I could overcome the rejection sickness and merge body and will soul into one seamless whole. Then his thoughts grew heavy. And the most astonishing part, Ji Qinghue, one of the heroines of this game, has actually died. The story I once knew has already been altered because of my presence. Will the knowledge I possess of this game still hold any worth in the days to come? Just then, Zhang Xiangtian noticed Qing Mo again. She had spent all her energy, and her body was beginning to collapse. As she fell from atop the giant python, Zhang Xiangtian rushed forward and caught her in his arms. He grew anxious, shaking her gently, trying to wake her. "Qing Mo! Wake up!" he shouted, his voice echoing across the entire mountain. On the other side of the mountain, two figures, a man and a woman, arrived at the battlefield where Qing Mo had fought the massive python. They were stunned by the devastation around them. The man muttered, "How fortunate I didn't pursue them alone. By the time you returned with your report, I'd have been nothing but a frozen sculpture in this vast block of ice." The woman observed, "A 6-revolution 7-life python, one more life, and it would have fully stabilized its human form. It must have been a prominent figure among the serpent demon clan of the foreign demon nation." The man nodded gravely. "To face such a formidable being and wield a sword art of that level, there can be only one person." The woman fell silent, and the man continued, "Branching Maw of the Sword Sect." The woman's eyes widened. "You mean the third young master was taken by Ranching Maw?" The man bowed his head slightly. "I cannot say for certain. At the very least, Ranching Maw was protecting him. Inform the eldest young master and the others. We've located the third young master's trail." The woman hesitated. "But we haven't yet," the man interrupted firmly. "We've tracked them this far, and the one who abducted the third young master hasn't even tried to hide their path. They are heading to Tianen Mountain." Meanwhile, on the other side of the mountain, Zhang Xiangtian remained by Qing Mo's side, deeply worried for her life. So in the previous part, we saw that Qing Mo had fainted, and at the start of this part we see that huge mountain. Then Qing Mo regains consciousness, and she is in Su Changtian's arms. After waking up, she says, The cave abode you mentioned, where is it?" Su Changtian tells her. "It's beneath Xiantian Cliff." And the two of them sit on the lion, looking at the bottomless abyss. Su Changtian and Qing Mo are looking downward, then Su Changtian says to Qing Mo, "You're so severely injured. Why don't you rest a little longer before we travel?" But Qing Mo immediately says to Su Changtian, "Su Changtian's father's men will be here soon." Su Changtian is shocked, and he starts imagining what would happen if this body's father catches him. "If the original's father finds out I possessed his son, I'll be flayed and have my tendons pulled out at the very least." Qing Mo asks, "You seem very anxious. Why?" "I won't tell anyone about you." Su Changtian gets a little flustered. "I won't tell anyone about you." Then he gently asks Qing Mo, "Can your body fly in its current state?" Qing Mo says, "As you say, it's severely injured." Then Su Changtian gets off the lion and lets Qing Mo sit beside it. He starts thinking, staying here is a dead end. I have to think of something. I've got it. Su Changtian's mind lights up with an idea. He turns around and looks at Qing Mo, then lifts her into his arms. Qing Mo asks what he intends to do, and in response Su Changtian says, "Miss Ran, how about we make a bet?" Qing Mo tells him to explain. Su Changtian says, "If we survive, you'll owe me a favor and must do one thing for me." Qing Mo stays silent for a moment, then says, "But we won't survive." Su Changtian doesn't like hearing that, and he says, "I'm talking about the off chance that we do. If we do survive, it will be because my cave abode saved us. My saving your life should be enough for you to owe me one favor, shouldn't it?" Qing Mo thinks for a moment, then says, "Fine. If we survive, I'll owe you a favor." Su Changtian agrees. "It's a deal." And he jumps into the bottomless abyss with Qing Mo in his arms. The lion is shocked as it watches him fall, and Su Changtian rapidly descends into the abyss. He is thinking, if I remember correctly, Ran Qing Mo's fortune seems to be 93. And at this moment, her fortune value is 93. Su Changtian falls deeper and deeper. On the other side, we see several people who have come specifically to search for Su Changtian. Zhou Qin is waiting for everyone. He sees one man and says, "You all arrived early. Have you found the third young master?" The man in white clothes says, "Zhou Qin, the third young master was taken down the cliff by a woman. The mist below Xiantian cliff can block will soul probing." Zhou Qin walks up to the white-clothed man, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says, "Long time no see. Weren't you accompanying the crown prince on a diplomatic mission to the northern barbarians? When did you get back? After this is over and we're back in Jingjiang City, I'll treat you to drinks at the Drunken Immortal Tavern." But the man in white shrugs his hand off and turns his head away. Then he says, "The eldest young master has already gone down into Xiantian Cliff. Be more discreet." Zhou Qin says, "All right, we'll talk about drinks later in private. But since you all arrived first, you should know who abducted the third young master, right?" The white-clothed man says, "Ran Qingmao. And she ignored us when we tried to contact her." Zhou Qin thinks, it really is Ran Qingmao. Ciziu sent a message, but Ran Qingmao still fled with the third young master. The national teacher and the prime minister, could there be some unknown friction between them? Suddenly, a strong wind blows. Zhou Qin notices it, looks back, and sees that 2 more people have arrived. They all greet the newcomer. "Greetings, eldest young master," he says. "The Dian Yuan illusory misformation, just as I thought, a premeditated plot. To think Ran Qingmao knew of such a bewildering formation here. And this man is the Prime Minister's eldest son, Su Changge." He continues, "This formation was built along with Tianen Mountain and cannot be broken by force. However, after a month, the source chi will be depleted, and the mist will disperse on its own. During this time, I must trouble you gentlemen to stand guard here. Inger, don't follow me for now. Just wait here." Inger asks, "Eldest young master, where are you going?" But Su Changge does not reply and starts walking away. Suddenly, they see a huge flying snake head appear in the air. Su Changge says, "Gentlemen, I must leave for the ancient abyss for a while. The journey is long, and I may not be able to return within a month. I'll leave Ran Qingmao to you, gentlemen. Do not hold back. As for Changtian, although Changtian is foolish, an undeniable piece of trash, no matter how useless he is, it's not the place of an outsider to discipline him. I must ask you gentlemen to ensure Changtian's safety at all costs." The guards greet him and say, "Yes, sir." As Su Changge leaves, he is thinking, 3 years ago, Chang'an was already lost. If something happens to Changtian now, even I, his son, wouldn't be able to stop what my father might do. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the abyss, we see a cave. Inside the cave, a drop of water falls from a rock and lands on Su Changtian's forehead, waking him up. Qingmao is sitting beside him, and she asks, "Are you awake?" Then she says, "Can you let go of my hand?" Su Changtian notices that he is grasping Qingmao's hand tightly, and he quickly releases it. But he knows exactly why he held it, because Qingmao's fortune value is high, and his is low. If he let go, he could have fallen into death. He thinks, with the original body's fortune stat as low as 3, I'd probably be smithereens by now if I had let go. Qingmao silently gazes at Su Changtian. Su Changtian gets a bit confused, but then Qingmao softly says thank you. Hearing that, Su Changtian thinks, why did this big chunk of ice soften all of a sudden? Su Changtian thinks for a moment and says, "We survived, so I won the bet. You owe me a favor now. Miss Ran, the words thank you are the most worthless thing in this world." Qingmao gets a little flustered and asks what exactly he wants. But Su Changtian says plainly, "Are you thinking of something weird?" Then he turns around and sits down, saying, "Hold on to it. For now, there's nothing I need you to do for me." Su Changtian looks behind him and sees a pool and a jade bed. He thinks, if I remember correctly, there's still treasure in this hidden secret realm. He stands up and walks toward the jade bed, searching inside the pillow. Finally, he finds something. A samurai ring. Su Changtian thinks, unlike in some other cultivation worlds where everyone has a storage ring, In this world, the Sumeru ring is a supreme treasure. Unfortunately, the Sumeru ring needs source chi to be activated. An ordinary person like me can't use it at all. Qingma is confused. Su Chantian hands her the ring and says, "Inside are medicine to heal your wounds and some of my things from before I took over this body. I can't take them out right now, so I can only have you help me." Qingma injects her spiritual energy into it, and the ring reacts. Countless items spill out: medicine, clothes, some books. Qingma empties everything and says it is now empty. Su Changtian hurriedly grabs everything and says he knows. Looking at the items, he thinks, a cultivation method, a combat technique, and a set of blood jade glass clothes. And these 3 bottles of medicinal pills. The 9 returns pill, a sacred healing medicine. The blood spirit body fusing pill, used to pacify the soul and fuse with the body. The baleful pill, essential for cultivating the blood primal heartfall art. Then Su Changtian gives Qingma 1 pill and says, "You can keep this 9 returns pill to heal yourself." But he clutches the rest of the items tightly and says, "I'm not giving you the rest of the stuff, you know." Qingma looks toward the jade box and says she wants that. Su Changtian also looks at the jade box, happily brings it forward but says, "You can only take 1. Qingma looks at the jade box and thinks. Su Changtian gets nervous and asks what she's doing. But Qingma says she wants to trade for the jade box. Su Changtian thinks, "I remember putting this thing in my clothes before jumping off the cliff. She probably took her spoils of war back while I was unconscious, that big ice block." Then he says, "I'll accept it. Help me put it in the Sumeru ring." Qingma agrees. "Okay." Su Changtian gives her the box, then sits on the jade bed with his back turned, thinking, although I've obtained a blood spirit body fusing pill, I can't take it directly. A medicinal pill that's greatly beneficial to cultivators might be a potent poison to an ordinary person. Qingma also wants to sit on the jade bed. I want to try sitting on it too, but she doesn't say it. Su Changtian looks at the book and thinks, I can only cultivate the blood primal heart I art first. It's the only way to resolve the rejection between my body and soul right now. He begins reading, flipping pages. To be born from death, temper body and soul, heart source and soul of will, 100 C meridians, condensing acupoints, draw it into the body. But he understands nothing. He says, "What even is all this?" He holds his head and thinks, reality really isn't like a game where you can just move the mouse and one-click learn. Having an ordinary person like me learn one of the only 3 blood red tear cultivation methods from Sangyuan is no different from having an elementary schooler build a nuclear bomb with their bare hands. Then his eyes fall on the pill bottle. He picks it up and thinks, if taking only the blood spirit body fusing pill would make my body explode and kill me, then he picks up another pill bottle and, looking at both, thinks, if I take the baleful pill and the blood spirit body fusing pill together, would the effect be better? The part begins, and Su Changtian is looking at the pill bottle, and he starts thinking. The first phase of the baleful doom pill's effect strikes at the meridians, but for someone ordinary like me, it will force them open by tearing them apart. My meridians will rip completely, and my fragile life will be only a breath away from death. At that time, the second phase of the baleful doom pill's effect unfolds, speeding up the dissolution of the will soul by unimaginable degrees. Yet if I take the blood spirit body fusing pill quickly enough, I can use it to pull the fading will soul back together. The two forces, though utterly at odds, will combine under the guidance of the blood primal heartfall art. The will soul within me will shatter and reform again and again. Through repeating this cycle, my body and will soul will eventually align flawlessly. When that succeeds, my body and soul will reach their strongest state, and all 127 meridians in me will open completely. The meridian system is a crucial concept in Xingyuan. The more meridians a person unlocks, the less experience they require to advance each level. But simply, I will become one of the greatest talents in this entire world. No, I must calm myself first. Every great chance carries peril beside it. The blood primal heartfall art makes this plain. To master it, one must remain conscious and circulate it with unwavering will at the brink of death. That leaves only one choice. And then he turns back toward Qingma. Qingma becomes slightly surprised, and Su Changtian suddenly grabs Qingma's hand and says, "Miss Ran, I need your help." Qingma becomes a little surprised, but she says, You want to use that favor? So Su Chatian says, I'd like you to explain the basics of cultivation to me, things like drawing qi into the body, and what heart source and will soul mean. And Qingma stands up and says, You don't need a favor for that. I can teach you. Hearing this, Su Chatian becomes excited. Excellent, let's begin at once. Then Qingma says, All right, remove your clothes. The moment Su Chatian hears this, his cheeks turn red, and he says, We are alone in a cave. Isn't it improper for me to undress? Qingma does not understand Su Chatian's thought. She just stands silently. Then she says, I am gravely wounded, and my qi control has weakened. If you stay clothed, you could be harmed. And Su Chatian starts taking off his clothes, muttering, You could have explained that clearly in the first place. Su Chatian removes his clothes, but he becomes a little confused and looks toward his pants, asking Qingma, Must I remove those too? But as soon as Su Chatian sees Qingma's angry face, he gets scared. Never mind, I understand. I don't. Then Qingma tells Su Chatian to lie down on the bed, and she brings her finger near his navel, pointing as she says, My qi will enter you so you can learn to sense the acupoints. Su Chatian understands. All right. Then Qingma begins channeling her qi into Su Changtian's body. This next part may sting. This is the Heroine acupoint. This is the Bailhai acupoint. As Qingma clicks Su Changtian's acupoints one by one, Su Changtian begins feeling extreme pain. It feels as if his life is about to leave his body. After some time, Qingma presses down his last acupoint, and Su Changtian lets out a breath of relief. Then Qingma says, These, did you recall them? Su Changtian says, I kind of did. Qingma glares at Su Changtian and asks, Kind of? Su Changtian, panting, says, Can you stop staring at me like I'm an idiot? But Qingma grabs Su Changtian's hand and says, I'll teach you again. And Qingma begins pressing Su Changtian's acupoints again and explaining them, and Su Changtian starts screaming loudly from the pain. His screams echo so loudly that they can be heard even from outside the cave. After this, many days pass. Qingma says to Su Changtian, A month has passed. By now Su Changtian has changed tremendously. He has learned to use his spiritual energy, and he swings his sword, then sheathes it, saying, I've mastered the lotus sword art you taught me, and I now know all the meridians by heart. Then he looks at his hand. A faint flow of energy is shimmering over it, and seeing it he thinks, I've trained for a full month. I should be ready to attempt the blood primal heartfall art. Just then, a dangerous pressure is generated outside the cave. Feeling it, Su Changtian becomes completely shocked, and he asks Qingma what is happening outside. Qingma explains that there is a formation outside, and she reacts calmly, saying that the formation is about to collapse. Su Changtian, a little nervous, asks Qingma, How long until it gives way? Qingma replies, Only 4 hours. Outside, because of the formation, intense turbulence begins to rise. Thunder is rumbling all around it, and Su Changtian is thinking, The Su family is right outside. If I do not fuse my soul now, once they find us, Miss Ran and I will be finished. And he looks at the blood primal heartfall art and thinks, Only 4 hours remain. I must stake everything, even if it costs me my life. Then he says to Qingma, Miss Ran, can you force me into a near-death state? Qingma becomes slightly surprised and says, I can. But why? In answer, Su Changtian says, To save us both, Qingma says. But my injuries have already healed. Su Changtian says, I know, but Su Chang'e is right outside this cave. And he begins thinking. In the original story, Su Chang'e chased Ran Qingma all the way to the border of Great Yen, and struck her down in only 2 moves. Su Changtian lowers his head and says to Qingma, 10 years ago, Su Chang'e's qi had already reached the origin realm. You cannot defeat him. Qingma becomes a little confused, and then Su Changtian takes Qingma's hand and says to her, Unless you use me as a hostage to force Su Chang'e back long enough for you to escape. Qingma sheathes her sword and says, I owe you another favor. Tell me what you plan to do after you enter the near-death state. Then Su Chatian sits down on the bed and says, "Push me to the edge of death, but keep my mind awake. I have to take the baleful doom pill and the blood spirit body fusing pill at the same time, and then circulate the blood primal heart fall art to fuse my soul completely." He takes both pill bottles into his hands, and Qingma asks him, "With that, will you survive?" Su Chatian says, "It is the only path left." Qingma says, "Then prepare yourself." Then she gathers her spiritual energy into her palms, and she thrusts that energy forward towards Su Changtian. Because of it, his body begins freezing like ice, pain rushing through him, and he is thinking, "So cold. So painful. Is this what dying feels like? I cannot hold on much longer." Then Qingma touches Su Changtian's forehead with her finger and forbids him from falling asleep, and she channels her energy into his forehead, reducing his pain. Su Changtian says thank you to Qingma, then Su Changtian swallows both pills at once. The moment the pills slide down his throat, Su Changtian screams loudly as overwhelming spiritual energy surges into him, and he cries out, "To be born from death, to temper body and soul." Su Changtian grabs the book in his hands, and from the book a red energy begins to radiate. That red energy gathers over Su Changtian like a cloud, and slowly, that same red energy begins entering his body. Su Changtian begins absorbing it, and he starts remembering the past memories of the body's original owner. When he was secretly peeking through a window at a girl bathing. "Useless trash! You cannot even accomplish a simple task like this, right?" He sees how the original body owner used to bully others. "If you ever shame our family in public again, I will beat you to death myself in father's place. You fool! Look at the trouble you have caused throughout the imperial capital." Su Changtian was good at nothing. "You fail in cultivation, you failed the civil examinations. Su Changtian, why can you not be more like your second brother and fourth sister?" The original owner liked only pleasure and fun. "Ha ha! Su Changtian, you never failed to astonish me, even after only 3 days apart." And he remembers how his father punished him. "I leave for 3 months to battle the northern barbarians, and the moment I return, you have already stirred up such chaos. Well done. So now you even dare to lay a hand on Marquis Wuqing's own granddaughter, do you? Inger, fetch my whip. The thickest one." Now Su Changtian has received all of the original owner's memories. Then he wakes up, and Qingma tells Su Changtian, "The formation outside has vanished. They are coming." Su Changtian says he knows. Then he takes out a red robe, wraps it around himself, and steps forward. Then Qingma tells Su Changtian her name. Her name is Ran Qingma. Su Changtian smiles and says that yes, he already knows. Then he turns back to look at Qingma and tells her his name. "My name is Su Changtian."